Mobile rapper is going. And breaking now at 10, a Mobile rapper is going back to prison just a few hours ago. A judge revoking probation for Honeykomb Brazy.
The decision comes more than a month after a hearing for the rapper, whose real name is Nashawn Jones.
Fox News' Shelby Myers joining us here in studio with the very latest on this. And Shelby, it looks like Jones is going back to prison for a long time.
Yeah, it does, Byron and Lenise. Jones only served 18 months of a 15-year sentence on a gun charge. But the DA's office telling me about an hour ago that he'll now have to finish that original 15-year sentence. It's due in part to more guns. It's back to prison for local rapper Honeykomb Brazy. The rapper, whose real name is Nashawn Jones, was on probation after a conviction on a charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm. In a June 16th hearing, prosecutors asked the judge to send him back to prison for violating the terms of that probation. They presented 15 video clips showing Jones with guns or drugs, saying he didn't show up for much of his meetings with his probation officer, and also said Jones admitted to using drugs while on probation. The defense argued that the guns and drugs in the videos were stage props for music videos. Even if true, the judge wrote in his order, that does not explain a shootout that the defendant was present for in Montgomery that was caught on surveillance video at a barber shop. The documents say Jones' associates traded gunfire with unknown assailants, and Jones later posted an account of the incident on social media. When prosecutors accused Jones of failing to check in with his probation officer, the defendant implied that he ignored the orders to report because he feared his life was in danger following the killing of his grandparents, Tony and Layla Lewis. His attorneys say Jones wanted to attend their funeral and then get out of town.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all hear this junk?
Jones's grandparents died in a shooting and house fire in the Happy Hills community in February. No one has been arrested in that case. Jones' defense attorney Jeff Dean tells me in part, quote, "I wish the judge had denied the state's motion to revoke Nashawn's probation. His creativity influences and inspires others in his social circle. However, I can understand the judge's opinion. We plan on appealing the decision." And Dean's full statement is on our website, fox10tv.com.
The channel that you choose when coming back to YouTube, make sure you turn on notifications. Your favorite local, especially after I spoke. Support the real again, get rid of the fake, the F you to the industry. With the visionaries. Honeykomb Brazy, you said you got a year, right? Okay. Honeykomb Brazy, you do realize that the news outlets reported it because they have the court documents. You know, there's a whole entire person who writes down everything that is said in the court. Just gonna put that out there. Even with all the tough talk, Honeykomb Brazy likely isn't laughing now, which I doubt it, but okay. The Alabama rapper who was on probation for being a felon in possession of a firearm is reportedly going back to jail. According to Fox 10 News, a judge revoked the Rap-A-Lot Records artist probation on Tuesday, July 20th, and ordered him to serve out the rest of his original 15-year sentence. Brazy was put on probation after serving just 18 months and released in November 2020, but prosecutors asked the judge to send him back to prison for violating the terms of that probation, presenting 15 video clips showing him with guns or drugs in the process. Although the defense argued they were simply props from music videos and other career-related stunts, the judge said that still didn't explain why he was involved in a Montgomery shootout in May. Prosecutors also accused Honeykomb Brazy of skipping multiple meetings with his probation officer, but the defense claimed he was in fear for his life after his grandparents were killed under suspicious circumstances in February. I wish the judge had denied the state's motion to revoke Honeykomb Brazy's probation. Defense attorney Jeff Dean said his creativity influences and inspires others in his social circle. However, I can understand the judge's opinion. He conducted a 2.5-hour hearing and then took took 3 weeks to review the evidence presented, which included a plethora of videos. Even if the guns, dope, and alcohol weren't real in the videos, I could see why the judge could conclude that Honeykomb's description of guns, drugs, alcohol, and misogyny would not be conduct becoming of a probationer. But Dean says the case is far from over, adding, "We plan on appealing the judge's decision. In the meantime, I believe that this experience will drive my client towards providing a more positive and mature message for his many fans." Honeykomb Brazy's grandparents, Tony and Leland Lewis, were found dead in their mobile home following a house fire, but upon investigation, police discovered Leela had been shot in the head prior to the blaze. Both deaths are being investigated as a homicide. In subsequent Instagram posts, Brazy admitted his freestyle possibly led to their murders. Riding Law, live my grandma and grandpa. Y'all was my heart for real. I put y'all in every song. I hate y'all got cut up in my shit. This shit hurt, man. But later, Brazy denied their deaths were directly linked to his street activities and attempted to squash the rumors, suggesting his grandparents' house was intentionally set on fire, creating more questions along the way. When he says and stop saying my granny and grandpa got set on fire, he wrote on Instagram shortly after their deaths. They both had COVID-19. Both of them were on oxygen tanks. They blew up when they were shooting in the house. By every definition, Honeykomb Brazy just went out like a real nigga. Real nigga, man. Hold on. You know, let me do this. Hold on, cuz. Y'all want the mask? Oh, right. Y'all want me to get the ride. Cuz, on crib and all this. Okay, cuz. All right, cuz. Check this out, cuz. Honeykomb Brazy. This is what I know, right? And this is public information. Honeykomb Brazy got a lot of family in the pen. He's safer in the pen than he is in the streets. I'm not sorry. There's been a lot of shit going on in Mobile, Alabama, and I personally can say this. With him being locked up, it's a little better in Mobile, Alabama. You see, cats like Honeykomb Brazy, who got a target on them and shit like that and everything like that. When you got enemies who would shoot up your grandparents' house, according to the streets, you got to die about it. You got to go wreck. And when I say die about it, we ain't talking about, hey, you finna get shot up. No. That's one way, or your ass gonna go to the pen for the rest of your life. You supposed to die about it. That's what the street codes say. According to the streets, Honeykomb Brazy a real nigga. Guns, drugs, and bitches. That's what they said. Listen what this man, cuz. Listen what he said. That nigga said misogyny, bro. Even if the guns, dope, and alcohol weren't real, I can see why the judge could conclude that Honeykomb's depiction of drugs, guns, alcohol, and misogyny would not be conduct becoming of a probationer. You mean to tell me even him rapping about degrading women got his ass sentenced? Wow. When that man went to jail, what really happened? They sat there, they deliberated for 2.5 hours, just said fuck him. So if it's fuck you to the judge, to Honeykomb Brazy, it is what it is, bro. You say you only getting a year. See, that's your hopeful talking. You calling these bloggers liars. And I like to call these blogger liars and all this shit and everything too. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I called a couple of them out for lying on stupid shit that don't make sense. Like saying that somebody was about to testify on their own behalf and all this shit and everything like that, which made zero fucking sense. Once again, Lil Tim will not be testifying against himself in his case. It makes zero sense. And no, I didn't talk to Lil Tim about his case. And no, I don't know nobody close to Lil Tim over there to talk to him about his case. Because that would be some Fed shit. Any person that will walk up to you and be like, man, what's going on with your case? In the streets, how we do that? If I don't know you, you're the police. You're the police. Because as soon as a homie walk up and be like, man, what's going on in your case? The only answer that you're supposed to have is, shit, my lawyer, man. We gonna see what he do, man. He said it look good, so I just leave it in my lawyer hands, bro. That's what I pay him for. That's the street code answer. It's in my lawyer's hands and it's looking good. That's it. That's it. Honeykomb Brazy, when you gonna tell the people the truth, bro? That you don't give a fuck about shit but yourself. You don't. You went to jail, probation, for selfish ass reasons. I would have never in my life, bro. I would have never. And this is just me. Maybe I'm just too judgmental. It is what it is. But I would have never in my goddamn life would have posted the shit you posted for your grandma or grandpa, bro. You went and stood in the ashes of the house and took a picture. You did all type of weirdo shit that ultimately led up to you being arrested in the goddamn prison system. See, it's young cats like Honeykomb Brazy that's from the country that I be rooting for, bro. I truly do. I'll be rooting for them. Because when I ride through the motherfuckers, bro, it's hard to hope, it's hard to dream, it's hard to see bigger than your surroundings. I'm from Cali. Man, cuz, look, if I take a goddamn hour drive, I could go to San Francisco, cuz. Couple of hours, I'll be in LA. I could potentially put myself in a position to be successful. They don't have that shit out there in Mobile. What are you going to do? Take that 3-hour drive to Atlanta? And then what? You going to go outside of Tyler Perry Studios and shit? You going to hope you run into one of these rappers and shit like that outside of their show? Is that what you going to try to do? The funny part about all of this shit is, according to the streets, Honeykomb Brazy went out like a real nigga. Fuck your probation officer. Fuck the ops. We getting in shootouts and all that shit. Nigga, we drinking bottles back to back, all that shit. Nigga, you a real nigga, man. Real nigga shit, man. Went out like a real nigga, man. Yeah, man. That nigga did that, man. He went out like a real nigga, man. And that's the problem. You never got out of that nigga mentality and jumped your ass into a black boss. Longevity is built on preparation. Don't you forget it. He didn't prepare himself for success that should be sustained. And that's what ultimately fucked Honeykomb Brazy. You had an opportunity to bring spotlight to a whole entire state. If your ass would have did it the right way, you could have merged in Mississippi. You could have merged in Louisiana. You wouldn't even needed the rest of the goddamn world. You could have merged in Tennessee. Just those 4 states right there. There's millions of fucking people, and you could have got your bread. You know what's crazy? They used to call it the Chitlin Circuit, where the South used to say, fuck everybody. What we about to do is we going to hit these towns in the South. We going to go to places like Monroe, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Montgomery. Go to even Jackson, Tennessee, cuz. Go to Nashville, like ended in Nashville and shit like that and everything. Go to certain places, even down south to like Alexandria and shit like that in Louisiana and everything like that. That used to be the shit that they would do. Go to Savannah. What's that other goddamn place I can't think of? It's a place in Georgia. It ain't Columbia. I forget what it's called. But either way, they go. Oh, Albany. They'll do that shit too. And they could even get down to the floor to go to places like Gainesville and all of that shit. That used to be the Chitlin Circuit. They used to go fuck everybody else. Then what would happen is people would take notice and go, damn, they clocking chicken over there. How much to sign them? But see, y'all don't think like that. You niggas ain't trying to be pro-blactive. Pro-blactive, not proactive, pro-blactive. You screwed yourself over, bro. And as bad as I want to feel sorry for you, for obvious reasons, I can't. And if it's fuck your life, then it's fuck your life. Y'all expect me to keep it real because you know that I will. I do this daily, baby. How do you fight back? It's simple. All you got to do is just press subscribe. Join the movement over there on Instagram at CEDDYNASH. To the crew, that's the truth. What up with the visionaries? I'll catch y'all in the next one.